another installment of Metalhead Central, the show where I take an honest look at the harder side of music and give it an honest rating. I know I promised you guys that Brutality was going to be back this week to do the review, but honestly, I was really busy this week. I did not get to listen to the albums and when I wanted to, and everything just kind of fell in on me, just with work obligations and stuff like that. So Brutality is going to have to come back another time. But I did get to listen to both of the albums, and I'm here to give you my thoughts on them. They are by Insomnium and Gatecreeper. How do they do? Well, let's find out. First, we're going to deal with Insomnium's new album, Heart Like a Grave. It was released October 4th on Symmetry Media Records. Now, this is their first effort since Winter's Gate from 3 years ago. That was that 45-minute long song/album. So let's find out if this melodic death metal mainstay delivered. Now, this album has a lot to offer if you're a fan of pure old-school melodeath. You know, older In Flames, older Soilwork, older this, older that. It's got the melodic stuff, and it's got the deathy stuff. The juxtaposition between the two is breathtaking, and the way that the vocalist is able to infuse this sense of paranoia into the dark soundscape is really rather astounding. You never really know what's going to happen next. Now, there's a lot to like about this album, but the thing I love most is the way that the band are able to concoct songs that flow together and still have their own individual character. Some songs have an acoustic flair sprinkled throughout in order to freshen things up, liven things up just a little bit, while others are driving and just very, very anthemic, and I just love it. It's really, really good. It pounds into your head, and it's really nice. The downside to this album is that one or two of the songs do seem just a little bit padded, just a little bit. I thought there were points where they could have stopped and the song would have been wonderful, but they kept going and they made the song feel just a little bit overdone. But, you know, that's me nitpicking, really, really nitpicking, and being really selective in my criticism. I cannot deny the utter beauty and magnificence of this album. Hands down, this is one of the most gorgeous pieces of music I have ever had the pleasure of channeling into these ears of mine. It was beautiful. If it were a little shorter and tightened up just a tad, it would be a perfect album. Now, that being said, it's amazing. Go listen to it. Now. Just right now, go listen to it. Well, you know, watch the Gatecreeper review and then go listen to it. Anyway, we're giving Insomnium's Heart Like a Grave a 99 out of 100 on the YPS scale. It was truly a beautiful journey through many dark and sonic and atmospheric masterpieces. Now, we move away from the movingly dark and beautiful to the nasty and the dirty. And these riffs are offered by Arizona's death metal band Gatecreeper. Now, these guys have aptly titled their latest album Deserted. Get it? Because there's deserts all over the place in Arizona. Anyway, it was released October 4th on Relapse Records. Now, this is their first full-length album in 3 years as well. So, let's find out if they brought the brutality. I'm going to answer that right now. Yes. Yep, they brought it. They brought it in heaps and spades. It's like they took a shovel out into the deserts of their homeland and they shoveled some brutal sand up and then put it all on a record. It's really grimy and dirty, but it's really fun. This is my kind of death metal. It's not so muddled and disjointed that it's not pleasurable to listen to, but there's nary a clean note to be found on here. Everything is coated in a thick layer of filth, and the album is really a lot better for it. It accomplishes everything that it sets out to do. It's got the dirty riffs, but it doesn't go out of its way to make them unmemorable in favor of being as brutal as possible. Don't get me wrong, this album is still wickedly heavy, but it's not so heavy that it's a turnoff. There's a lot of ways that you can insert yourself into the songs on here and run with them all the way to the end of the album. Now, the downside here is that the back half of the album does feel just a little bit weak compared to the first half. When the title track finishes melting your face, you're thrown right back into the fire with songs like Puncture Wounds, From the Ashes, and Ruthless. But after the fifth track, it seems like the band are kind of coasting towards the end of the album. And I hate to say that after this album started with a lot of promise, but it ended on, it's not a sour note, it's just not quite as good. It's a solid slab of death metal nonetheless, and it's a death metal crowd pleaser, definitely. It's got the riffs, the atmosphere, and the vocals to qualify as one of the most solid releases of the year to date. While I will not say that this is one of my favorite death metal releases of all time, it's definitely one of the better ones I've heard. Is it Album of the Year material? Possibly. They just need to work on crafting their songs just a little bit more, and then they'll be set. I'm giving Deserted a 90 out of 100 on the YPS scale. Thank you so much for watching. Click like and subscribe for more Metalhead Central and the Metal Artist Review Show. Getting ready to do another episode on the Devin Townsend project from that one. Next week, we're going to be back, and we're going to be reviewing an album by the cutest metal band of all time. That's honestly the only way I can think of describing this artist. Baby Metal's new album, Metal Galaxy, will be out, and I'm going to be examining it. You've been watching Metalhead Central, where I give honest ratings to honest music, and I'll see y'all next time.